It's time for a new episode of Sit Down with the Supt. In this episode, details on our upcoming replacement levies, the student programs these levies fund, and how one of them focuses on student and staff safety. Plus, reflecting on the first half of the school year, Dr. Moloney shares her experiences visiting with students and staff and what she's learned from them. And picking up the pace, how students are creating community by puzzling against the clock.
Hello and welcome to Sit Down with the Supt. I'm Craig Birnbach. I work in the communications department here at Evergreen Public Schools, and I'm your host for this show, Sit Down with the Supt, the show where Superintendent Dr. Christine Moloney and other school leaders share information that impacts Evergreen Public Schools students, staff, and families. And with that, I want to welcome in Dr. Christine Moloney. As always, thank you for joining us today. Behind us, it's concert season. We have the wonderful, this is Heritage High School, a choir. They're the jazz ensemble. They came in here. This is all part of a video showcase that we're going to be sharing out. And I know you've already been to some concerts, and a little birdie told me that you're going to be doing some conducting. Is that true?
Oh, that is true. That birdie is correct. I was invited by our band director, Sam Ormson, to be a guest conductor at Mountain View for 5:30 on Monday night. So I went over on Thursday and got to practice with the band. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. And so I get to be the band conductor, the guest band conductor. I'm very excited over that.
And we're going to share this out on Monday. So it's actually tonight that if people want to know, they're having that concert at Mountain View. We have so many concerts across our entire district. Of course, those concerts are supported by levy funds, and that kind of bridges us to one of this show's big topics, which is the fact that our board of directors last month, they voted to put 2 replacement levies on the ballot on February 11th. Now, those 2 replacement levies are an EPO levy, which is the Educational Programs and Operations levy, and also a replacement Safety, Security, and Technology Capital levy. These are both replacement levies. Can you just share the importance of these levies for our schools and our district?
Oh, absolutely. Levies make up 13.5% of our operating budget, and they are essential for our operations, obviously. They provide, and we've sent out flyers, and we have these available on our websites as well, but they specifically provide for teachers and principals and counselors in our buildings, our security, our coaches, athletics, our extracurricular activities that all students are involved in, theater, choir, band, orchestra, you name it. Lots more different extracurricular activities it supports. Our special education teachers and staff, multilingual learners, are highly capable, curriculum, textbooks, right? Professional development, and smaller class sizes too. So this is really important for our operations and our school programs, and obviously for our students and our families. That's our EP&O levy. It's a replacement, again, not a new tax, it is a replacement. And then our technology levy, which is safety, security, and technology. So that provides computers, right, for all our students, our staff, which is essential for our teaching and our learning, obviously, in our classrooms. It also provides safety and security equipment that is really important as we create welcoming schools that are safe environments for all our students and our staff and our families.
One thing I want to clarify, because I get a lot of questions in communications from our staff and our public, what can we share about these levies? And it's not the same as what you can share as a citizen when you're acting as a superintendent or a staff member or a district, correct?
Correct, yes. We can share information, lots and lots of information about what levies fund and where the money is spent and how it's spent, and what great programs it provides for our students and the support for our staff. So information only, but we can also share that, it's important to vote, but we cannot share how to vote, and that's the key piece.
Yeah, and our website does have, on our front page now, right on the top banner, there is a link to our levy page, which has a lot of factual information, including the flyers that you mentioned.
Yes.
You just discussed quick, big overview that all has to do with school funding, and we know school funding is a complicated subject and difficult to understand. And with that in mind, earlier this month, you helped organize a meeting about school funding and legislative advocacy. Can you tell us how that meeting came about, why you pushed for it, and how it went?
Yes, absolutely. School funding is such a difficult topic to really understand, and I thought it was very important because districts across the Washington state, including our district and districts in our region here in Clark County, are really struggling with the school funding model that is currently in place set by the legislature. So I felt it was important. We have a levy coming up. Levies are part of what we utilize for funding our school district operations and providing student programs. So how can we get information to our community, to our parents, to our families, and to our students about what is all involved in funding a school district? Along with that is we have a legislative session that's coming up, and the budget is going to be discussed, and different types of funding models are going to be discussed. And so how do we advocate with our legislators for the needs of our school and our community? And that's kind of a difficult, sometimes maybe a scary thing to do, is to think about how can I go talk to a legislator? How do I get our views known about what we need for our students? And so providing specific information of how to talk to your legislature and what our priorities are to fund our school systems, whether it's just only our district or statewide, was important information to get out to people. So we had great attendance at the our school funding and legislative engagement meeting. We were very fortunate to have Senator-elect Paul Harris and State Representative Monica Stonier, who helped support and provide information that evening, but she helped provide information in the background. And we also had Melissa Gomboski, who is a lobbyist, help provide information as well to the attendees. Great webpage was created by our Evergreen Communications Department, thank you, with all of the information that was provided that night, so people can go back to it and learn from it and provide and get themselves resources to help legislate or to help go and talk to our legislators about school funding.
Yeah, and it's the legislative information webpage, maybe the easiest way to go. Go to the resources pages, which is in alphabetical order. Go to L, obviously, and you can click on it there. I can say that I've been at countless board meetings now and listened to many budget presentations, but every time I still learn something new because things do change. And it was excellent to have people from our community there and to have our local legislatures come and tell people they want to hear from them. So it was an excellent meeting. One theme throughout every budget conversation about schools in the state of Washington now, we hear the term funding gap. And the funding gap is explained as money that the state of Washington is supposed to constitutionally pay for, the promise, but doesn't, and therefore local districts have to fill that gap often with levy funds. Can you give people maybe two concrete examples of those funding gaps? Because we hear the word, and then people want to say, well, what does that mean? What is the gap?
Yeah, only two?
Well,
okay, I will limit myself to two. There are lots more. One example that jumps up right away is the fact that we are funded for 4 security personnel, for a security staff period, for 22,000 student district, okay? That is not acceptable. That does not by any means meet the needs. So we have 36 total security staff that we have here in our district. 33 of those are in our buildings. And again, we're funded for 4. So that is a huge gap and a perfect example of what's happening with our school funding from the state.
And levy funds then have to pay
Absolutely. That is one of the things. So remember our replacement levy we're asking for, that helps fund those positions. Also, another one is special education. So the state constitution says they're going to fully fund our basic education, and special education is part of basic education, and it falls short. The funding formula is old, and it's not has not kept up with the needs of our students and our families and the growth in our state. So right now we projected this school year, and we have the facts for the prior years as well. $15.3 million are going to be spent out of our levy to support our students with special education needs above and beyond what the state gives us. And so that is a huge gap. So those are two. I can give you more if you'd like.
All right, we're going to pivot a little bit away from budgets right now and talk a little bit about what you've been doing since you've gotten here, your first year with us in the interim role right now. And we checked in a few weeks into the school year. Believe it or not, we're close to the midway.
Yes.
I just wanted to see some of your takeaways and what you've experienced in your role.
All right, well, thank you for the question. I have been having the time of my life, visiting and meeting new people, families, community members, students. It's just been fun. So I have put into place Chat with Christine's, which I go out to different buildings around the district. It's open to any staff member to come, and it's just an open conversation, a time for them to get to know me, for them to ask questions, for me to share things that I'm doing or things that as a district that we are involved in. And it's great listening for me and learning for me. And that, as you know, as part of my entry plan was to listen, to learn, and to lead. I've also been doing coffee and conversations with Christine, which is with parents and community members, hosted in my office, and we just sit down and have a conversation. I've been invited to the Chuquis parent meetings and had conversations there. I've been with Hispanic parent groups across the district, and just the other day over at Y East, to listen and to learn from different communities. I've reached out and again hosted here our BIPOC community leaders and allies, and listening to their experiences and what their expectations are for their children within our community and how they can help support and provide insight and perspective. So these are incredible opportunities for me, again, to listen and to learn so that I can make decisions, be a better leader for Evergreen. Another thing too is I'm listening to students. So I have visited a number of the different high schools already, and I just go and I hang out at lunchtime, sit down at a table, introduce myself, and at first they're like, oh, ooh, who's this, And we just have open conversations about how their life is going and what's happening and what they love about the school and things that they think that they would like to see a little bit different. And so I'm really getting to know and understand Evergreen as a community. I also listen to my own son at home as well, because he is an Evergreen student, and I am thoroughly enjoying myself, and I'm learning a lot. So my entry plan is through the end of January. So I'm wrapping up the last few things, checking the boxes off of things that I want to make sure that I do, and then I will come back to the board and provide, and the community, and provide, these are the themes that I've heard and seen, and things have already bubbled up. I'm already working towards some things, and provide that feedback and information back and next steps to the board.
You mentioned that you will be reporting back to the board, but is there something you can share now that kind of, you said things have bubbled to the surface? Is there a priority or things that you've already targeted that you're moving forward with right now?
Yes, actually I have, and special education comes to mind, definitely. We have incredible staff, paras and teachers, administrators who are working really, really hard and have great expertise in the area of being able to provide special services for our students who need those supports. But we also have shortages in our staffing for special education, and we have funding issues. Obviously, we talked about school funding earlier and the big gap between what's provided by the state and then what we have to provide as a district here and through our levy funds too, so to support that. So I wanted to make sure that we have systems that serve, and I talk about the 5 things that I expect myself and staff to engage in, and one of them is figuring out what systems serve us and what we are doing to make sure that that is happening and that is occurring. And so what I've done is I've asked for a third-party review of our special education services. What's working, what's not. We really want to look at what's most efficient and what's most effective for all of our stakeholders, all to support our staff who are supporting our students. And so that's important to me, and that is something that's bubbled up, and I've moved forward with that, and I expect to have recommendations sometime in February.
And now I get to share something that I learned about this month, and that's competitive puzzling. I knew there was puzzling, but I didn't know it was competitive. That's right. It's a district initiative here in Evergreen Public Schools where 15 of our elementary schools have students that are puzzling as fast as they can.
3, 2, 1, puzzle.
And just like that, the Orchard's Puzzle Club is off and puzzling.
Does anyone have a piece of like a avocado?
This club is made up of veterans
I love doing puzzles with my mom, and I love Rubik's Cubing.
and rookies. Did you do puzzles before?
No, I never done puzzles actually before because they kind of make my head hurt, but I just wanted to join this because it seems kind of fun.
And these 3rd through 5th graders are definitely having fun.
We're done. Yes!
I love seeing them get excited about it, and anytime they're excited about doing something that's not on a screen, it makes me really happy.
Done.
I really like to do puzzles, and they're calming for me when I'm really stressed.
The Orchards Club is part of a district-wide initiative that started this year with clubs in 15 elementary schools.
We really wanted to come up with an activity that promoted that intellectual enrichment, but also kept the students connecting and building those relationships within the school community. So we put a little fun twist on jigsaw puzzling and added that element of speed and competition to it.
Yep, these kids are learning to puzzle with pace.
Lillian's done, you guys. Give her a round of applause.
I feel like when we challenge each other, it's like fun, so we learn like how to do them.
Oh, that's gonna go here, I think.
We've just been kind of trying it out, working on strategies, working on different ways to sort the pieces, remembering to use the picture.
And amongst all this fun and competition, there's some real learning going on.
So there's actually a lot of intellectual benefits to puzzling. So it promotes problem solving, it actually improves comprehension, and improves your short-term memory.
The puzzling is also creating memories that include smiles, high fives, and feelings of accomplishment.
You guys are the winners.
What's it like when you finish a puzzle? What's it feel like?
Like happiness.
And Dr. Moloney, I could tell you that originally there was going to be a Super Bowl puzzling type tournament with all the clubs here on December 18th at the district office. But they got so many RSVPs that they said, nope, we're going to have to go bigger, go to Y East Middle School. Just recently I was told December 18th Super Bowl of puzzling will actually have to be hosted at Evergreen High School because of so many people saying they wanted to attend, which is awesome. But I have to ask, did you know that there was competitive puzzling?
I did not know
All right,
that
good.
until you broke that story. So that was fantastic to hear.
Awesome. Well, thank you, as always, for joining me here for this. Before we go, anything you want to add?
I just want to make sure everybody has a wonderful winter break. They get a chance to connect with family and with friends and get some relaxation time together. And I just wish everybody a wonderful holidays.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Moloney. I hope you have a great holiday as well. And as we leave you, we're going to send you off with some beautiful singing from Union High School's Women's Choir.
Facebook, you'll find us at facebook.com/evergreenps. On Instagram, it's evergreen_public_schools. Our YouTube channel is youtube.com/evergreen school district. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And on LinkedIn, you'll find us at linkedin.com/school/evergreenps.